it is impossible to ship our software on time according to the ever-changing needs of our clients if we don't work overtime. When it comes to working culture or working hours, people typically associate China with excess. The terms such as 996, which means working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, has been in the media for a few years. There's some interesting trend happening, however. So according to government statistics, the average working hours of Chinese workers this year, from January to May, has actually been declining for the first time since 10 years ago. For the first 5 months of this year, average full-time employees in China worked 48.3 hours a week, which is still above the government recommended limit of 44 hours. It shows that despite the slow decline, workers in China still work much longer than they would probably want to. Crucially, this statistic does not include the 200 million gig workers. Those are the ride-hailing drivers, food delivery riders, couriers, as well as all those freelancers doing housework and actually many of them doing factory work. I've been speaking with a lot of factory owners in Eastern China over the last year and a half, and most of them are telling me that their employees are actually gig workers sourced from labor companies rather than directly contracting employees. So if you put all this in, I think the actual working hours is probably higher than the published 48.3 hours. The companies, however, have been very careful about encouraging their people to work more. Amongst the top tech platforms, most of them actually have policies to encourage people to knock off on time. That is partially because probably now there's not as much work as compared to in the past when the tech sector was booming, but also because they are afraid of arbitration because there's government mandate of working hours, and if they encourage people to work overtime, some people might choose to go through a legal route to seek compensation. But that's the big tech firms which actually have commanding sort of profit centers. But for lots of other companies providing services in ecosystem, the picture can be very different. Last year, I spoke at length with the CEO and founder of a leading software company. He has about 2,000 engineers, and he said, it is impossible to ship our software on time according to the ever-changing needs of our clients if we don't work overtime. But we can't officially encourage overtime. But because of the whole competition across different parts of the society, different parts of the business ecosystem, that overtime culture seems to perpetuate. Is there any solution for that?